What's up everybody, Tech Twins here, and today we're going to be reviewing this Xbox One and Windows 10 enhanced wired controller by PowerA. So it's a pretty good deal we got. We picked this up for $50 because our dad's controller, it was disconnecting whenever he played games. So yeah, we found this on Amazon and it was a pretty good deal. Oh no, we forgot one important thing. Knifey! So let's get to the box. Alright, so it says Xbox and Windows 10, made by PowerA, 7-color LED edge lighting, we'll get to that later. 2 mappable advanced gaming buttons. So those are buttons on the back like little paddles, like I can show you. This is a mod I put on my PS4 controller. It's basically at the back. It's called Strike Pack. There's little paddles. So basically they redid that on Xbox controllers. Well, third party, but you get the point. Spectra enhanced wired controller, works with the new Xbox for Xbox. Oh, here's a sneak peek of the vibrant 7-color edge lighting and the 3-way trigger locks. Oh, so I think that's another mod I was going to do on my PS4 controller. So what a trigger lock is, if you didn't know, is basically the method that I was going to do was put something here. So when you press the trigger halfway down, it stops the trigger. So usually when you're shooting or aiming, you have to, you press it all the way down, but that's obviously slower. So what 3-way trigger locks means is it's probably like 1-way, 2-way, and 3-way, like different sensitivity levels of the trigger locks. So that's cool to see that it has trigger locks. So at the back, we pretty much have a bunch of crap that we already read. 7-color LED edge lighting, PowerA, Spectra enhanced wired controller, 2 mappable buttons. So let's get to inside of the box. Looks like we can finally open it up. And it will have the Spectra enhanced controller in the box. So here's the controller. Now it looks like you can just lift this up, chuck that away, we won't be needing it. And here's the cable, and here's the controller. Now I must say, this controller feels really good in the hands, and it pretty much feels as premium as the Xbox controller. I will say the triggers do feel a tiny bit lower quality than the normal controller, because I felt a normal Xbox controller. Other than that, it's got a nice, feels like matte finish. Oh wow, that feels good. D-pad feels nice and soft. Buttons feel, once again, just a teeny tad cheaper than the normal Xbox controller. And the paddles, they're placed, even for very small hands, I don't know if you can see, right, my ring finger just connects to the paddles. So it's a very comfortable controller to hold, because obviously they basically recycled the original Xbox design, put some paddles, but still it feels really nice in the hands. Alright, so on the back of the controller, like we said earlier, here are the trigger locks. Looks like there's 3 ways. So these push all the way in. This is the third setting. This is the second setting. And this is the first setting. If you want to reset the triggers, press it all the way to the left, and all of them will be able to push the full way. So if you have small hands or big hands, I would recommend this controller if you're a Fortnite player and you want the extra paddles on the back. And it is really important, I know, as myself, I used to play controller on Fortnite, being able to have these trigger locks for faster aim and faster building. But they're still fine with other games too. So should you buy it? If you don't want a wireless or Bluetooth controller, this controller is literally the perfect option for you. If you don't want paddles, you don't have to use them. If you don't want trigger stoppers, you don't have to use them. I'd even go as far to say as it feels a bit more premium than the Xbox controller. But there is some trades, obviously, when you're spending $50 CAD on a controller. Number 1 is the triggers. The triggers feel a little less premium, but I would definitely be willing to trade that for some very nice trigger stoppers. The buttons pretty much feel the same, even better than the actual Xbox controller. And the joysticks and the D-pad pretty much feel the exact same, if not better quality. As I can see, the cable already feels really good quality because it has those pinchy things. So for example, if you plug in the controller, make sure it clicks, and you give it a pretty decently good yank, it's not going to come out unless if you press these 2 things. So if you're like a gamer that for some reason keeps their cable winded up and the cable keeps falling out, that's not going to happen. This thing is not coming out unless if you pull it out how it's intended to by pressing these 2 things. finally I got it. It is a tad hard to unplug, but who wants to unplug their controller when it's only wired? So as you see, the controller is lit up now. I turned the ISO a little bit lower so that you can see the LEDs in action. So on the back here, you'll see 2 buttons, and this one says program and this one says LED. You're going to want to press the LED button, and as you see, it'll change the LEDs. So let's go through the LED modes. Number 1 is red, green, blue, purple, light green, teal, yellow. And this one is a spectrum cycle, so it keeps circling between the rainbow nice and fluently. And the next one is off if you don't want the LEDs and you're a maniac. Take note, these colors may look a bit different from on camera to in real life. And there's also an audio jack at the bottom of this controller to plug in all your headphones. So that's it for this unboxing review and tutorial of how to do the LEDs and programming the buttons. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace. Peace.